All right, so this is something that I wanted to speak on because in Western culture, this is the dynamics in Western culture. The social norms is men do all the approaching, right? If men don't approach a woman, 9 times out of 10, the interaction never occurs. So men, after you become an adult, well, I would say around high school, maybe middle school, I think I still had a few girls talking to me, but I would say around high school is when men had to start doing majority of the asking out, right? And this is because somewhere along the lines, either because a lot of guys were thirsty or because our biological drive took over, that we started to pursue women more than what they pursued us. But at one point in time, I believe it was an equilibrium, where the sexes were kind of balanced, right? But as you get older, men have to approach, we have to plan, and we have to pay, right? Those are the three things that men are expected to do, and women just kind of show up. They're on easy mode, on recruit mode. They just have to be there. And now, why a lot of people would say, well, you're a man, you're supposed to want to do that, this and this and that. If not, then you must be gay, you must be feminine, da 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 da. That is the most shaming tactics that I've ever heard. Because me being an attractive guy, my whole life I've been told that I am an attractive guy. Why would I feel the need to constantly approach women if I'm attractive? Why would I go out of my way to constantly approach women? Now, I still have to do it in America, or else nothing gets done, right? But some of the things that I noticed when I was overseas is that a majority of the women, whether they were African, Europeans, Asians, is that they would approach me. And so, like I said, I have no problem approaching women. That's not my problem. But my thing is, it's like women feel like they're entitled to men approaching them. And then you look back at all the stuff that men have to go through when approaching women, and when you really analyze it, it's like, is it really worth it? So first I have to go up to you, approach you, and then I could either, one, be told I'm a creep, I could be rejected, you could give me the whole I have a boyfriend excuse, whatever, right? Or, well, like I've experienced before, women have given me their number and didn't tell me that they had a husband. Then their husband comes up to me, and now this guy wants to fight me because I was unaware that you were married. So these are all the scenarios that men have to deal with dealing with women. And I believe it's an unfair situation, because why do I have to put myself in these uncomfortable positions just to get to know you? Why isn't there some type of mutual connections being made, or organically connections being made? Why do men always have to go out of their comfort zone, out of their way, to get this woman's attention? Because it's the social programming. But that social programming doesn't happen overseas. And this is one of the things that a lot of men who are average looking or somewhat attractive, if they were to just go overseas, they would realize that dating America is way out of whack. It's not worth it for me to be doing all this, putting all this energy in for no return. Imagine that. You went up to this woman, you talked to her, you spit game to her, you planned the date, you paid for the date, and then she ghosts you. Well, now you got to start all over again. Now you start from scratch. Now you just wasted your time, your money, your energy. And now you got to do that process all over again. Do you know how demoralizing that is? And women would say, well, you're a man, you're supposed to be doing the pursuing. Bullshit. When I was riding around in my Audi, there was plenty of chicks approaching me. I did not have to approach women. See, what people don't tell you is that as a man, if you got your shit together, if you look like you getting money, if you look like you materialistic, women will approach you. You ain't got to approach no woman if you got a Bugatti. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Go get you a goddamn Mercedes or something. Not the regular class, but go get you something exotic, something that stand out. that's new, that's fresh, that's clean. And I promise you, you won't have to do no fucking approaching. I promise you, you won't have to do it. All you got to do is show up to a gas station, show up to where a whole bunch of women at, and flex your jewelry. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta really do. But so that lets we know that it's all about material and money with women. That's all they care about. It's never about you. All they care about is, all right, can he potentially provide? Can he potentially trick off on me? Can he spend money on me? I'm attractive. He should be spending money on me. This is the mindset that American women have. I'm attractive. He should be spending money on me. I'm a woman. He should be spending money on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the dynamic. And so when you in that dynamic, you always gonna be tricking. You always gonna be at a loss. That's why it hurt. Men don't really care about women ghosting. Like, we like when y'all leave, because now we get to fuck with somebody else. What we don't like is we didn't put all this time, energy, and money, and we ain't get that ass. That's what we don't like. That's what men don't like. That's really what it is. But see, if you would have just paid for it up front, you wouldn't have had to deal with that. And that's why I said, and that's why many men have said, if America ever allows brothels and prostitution to be legal, and if they ever make it cheap, how it is in Europe and all these other countries, man, I promise you, it wouldn't be no dating. It wouldn't be no dating here, and they know it. It wouldn't be no courtship, no marriages, no dating, no nothing. It wouldn't be none of that. Because it's all transactional. It's just that men are trying to figure out what's the best course of action. Not granted, there are men who do want relationships, who do care about intimacy and long-term relationships. Some men do care about that. But overall, the majority of men, I highly doubt it. Especially with all the baggage that comes with a long-term relationship. You know, potentially having to pay child support and alimony, you know, dealing with your shit, your attitude, you being on your period, you know what I'm saying, dealing with your friends, your mama, and always having to worship you on holidays and birthdays. I know that shit gets mad exhausting for most men, and that's why you see most of these dudes are not dating. A lot of them not in relationships. And the ones that are in relationships right now, bro, I feel sorry for y'all. Y'all going through it. It's brutal out here. With all this inflation and shit, I don't know how y'all doing it, man. Y'all better than me. All that tricking off y'all doing. And can you imagine that? You've been tricking off on the same woman. Think about this. You've been tricking off on the same woman for several years at a time. Now, if you really love that woman, that's different. But a lot of y'all dudes out here settling. Y'all with women that y'all don't even want to be with, but because of your financial situations, or because you don't want to have to pay more to get a more attractive woman, or whatever your scenario is, you know, you paying for what you can afford right now physically, because that's all it is. Men are paying for whatever beauty or whatever other qualities that they want in a woman. That's all it is, man. But it's just crazy to me, because people act like that's not the dynamics that it is. But those are the dynamics, in the West at least. I can honestly say, when I was in Asia, even though some of the women probably did want some resources from me, I could tell they still genuinely had interest in me also. Whereas here in America, it's kind of like, it could be completely transactional, where they don't really care about interest or connection or attractiveness. They just want resources. And what I find it funny is knowing that how these women operate, because I've seen how they operate. So what they'll do is they'll go and get a beta male provider that they find unattractive. He could be ugly, fat, whatever, and they'll sleep with him whenever he fusses and complains about it. After so long, maybe 2 or 3 months after her not giving him the cookie, they spread the cookie out with him. But then they go and they find them an attractive dude to have sex with to keep their needs met. You see? Because women can do that. And they've been doing that. So they lock the beta male provider down, the ugly, unattractive, fat dude with the money, or the old dude with the money, and they ration the sex out to him. You know that's you if she rationing the sex out to you. She's not sexually attracted to you, man. If you the one being rationed the punani to, if you can't get the punani when you want it, if she ain't initiating sex with you, you know, you can forget about being having burning desire for you, Playboy. It's over with. But yeah, I mean, these dynamics, the more you look at these dynamics between men and women, you kind of just understand that men and women don't actually like each other. We pretty much just kind of tolerate each other. You know, it's like a fake facade that we're both putting on to get what we want. I swear, this life is one hell of a thing, man. Every being on this planet is selfish. Every last being. Like, there's no being on this planet that's not selfish. You know? We're all trying to get what we want out of these scenarios and dynamics amongst each other, whether it's power, control, sex, money, you name it. Human beings are disgusting. They're not to be trusted. They're not. And I'm gonna leave it off on that, man. This is Arts of War, man. Y'all take it easy.